I think bottom line, though, you had mentioned earlier that the overarching issue here for the group is that they're in better financial shape, but it's at the cost of member services. And so while they have lost members, they're still pretty big, frankly.
Yeah.
They're still at, somewhere over between 4.5 and 5 million. And so it's still a very large organization. They haven't lost as many members as I think maybe you would even expect them to lose. I think when you talk to you for the story. But what's the danger here, though, in the long run of continuing on the way that they have?
So, I think the big question is how loyal will these members stay? If the services are cut as drastically as they've been, at what point do you start losing members? I'm not particularly savvy to the political angle here, but you can see in all their communication, including the one that you received in response to this, that it's certainly cast as a battle between their members and some political forces against them. And that it's a fine line between being a battle between their members and the political forces, and it really being a battle between their members and their leadership. And I think they're really trying to prevent it being a battle between their members and their leadership, because the leadership certainly has cut spending on member services, and so I think they're really trying hard to keep it from being that. But the question is how loyal are members going to be? At what point are members going to say too little spending is on things that we view as the primary mission of the organization? And if they start losing members, and like you said, they've lost some, but not drastically. But if the question is that going to start spiraling? If they start losing members, then they have to cut back, and then lose more members and cut back. At what point does that become unsustainable? But so far, they have lost members. The member revenue is down, but not to the extent the expenses are. And so I think that's the ultimate question: how long can they get the members to hang in there, and kind of tolerate this bumpy road?
But you do see certainly a potential for them to make a turnaround, given how large the membership still is, even now.
Yeah, people had over the last several years, I've heard a lot of predictions about the end of the NRA. I think with the loyal membership base, the size that they have, it would be really hard to completely destroy an organization like that. I think it has shrunk, but they have that loyal membership base that certainly can help them recover. And like I said, I think the big question is, will that membership base stay loyal given the decisions the organization has made? And as long as that membership base stays there, they can certainly turn it around. From their standpoint, at some point, all these legal costs have to go away, and then they'll have more money for other things.
Although I guess that question is, the big question is how all those legal fights work.
How they end, right? And so I would say, on the how they end, it is, again, two different perspectives. One would say, look at all these legal expenses that have been thrust on the organization. And others would say, look at all these legal expenses that the leaders of the organization have brought upon themselves, sort of, right? So it depends on which angle you come from there.